Hello and welcome back. In today's video, we'll be exploring what happens if you steal from yourself in Oblivion. Also, how the modding community handily fixed this conundrum. And how finishing the Mages Guild questline before the Thieves Guild has unforeseen, strange, and deadly consequences. To explore self-theft further, we must first embark on the 5th Thieves Guild quest titled Misdirection, which can only be initiated after fencing 300 gold worth of stolen items. After which, returning to our new doyen Screever in her abode in Breville, during business hours of course, the Khajiit burglar consumed by her book, barely looks up to greet.
Amuse sends his regards.
I'm looking for a new job, if you have any special ones going.
I have a small problem that you may be able to help with. The guild will even pay a reward. That buffoon, Hieronymus Lex, has invaded the Imperial City waterfront. Imperial watch guards from all over the city prowl the streets.
How bad is it?
Hieronymus Lex has vowed not to leave until the Grey Fox is in custody. The fox is safe, but the Thieves Guild cannot do business like this. The poor of the waterfront are kindred to the Grey Fox and will not betray him. However, cubs soon get hungry. Soon someone will break. Many guild members could be jailed. Find Methredil in the Imperial City. She is coordinating the guild's response. Shadow Hide the Hunter.
A journal then updates. Screever tells me that Hieronymus Lex, captain of the Imperial Watch, has pulled guards from all over the Imperial City to lock down the waterfront. He has vowed to remain there until someone rats out the Grey Fox. If I want to help, I have to find Methredil. She's hiding somewhere in the Imperial City. Seeking out the Bosma thief, we begin our search in the Talos Plaza district and find in a narrow alley behind the main road a sleeping beggar named No Coins Draninus, who rouses to play his questionable trade.
I can eat for a day with a single coin.
Sorry for waking you. I need to find a guild-affiliated Bosma. Methredil is her name.
What's it worth to ya?
Worth? Nothing. This is for the Grey Fox.
Then that's my answer.
Okay, how's the name 15 Coins Draninus work for you? Sound good?
She's hiding in Denari Amnes's house in the Talos Plaza district. She's one of the few that escaped when Lex invaded the waterfront.
Just as a quick aside, there are several beggars who give Methredil's location during the quest, and if you ask about Methredil a second time, apparently the directors told them to do a different and kooky line read.
Oh, she is hiding in Denari Amnes's house, over in the Talos Plaza district. She's one of the few that escaped when Lex invaded the waterfront. Blessings of RK upon ye.
Leaving the alley, we find Fortune smiles on us, as No Coins was seemingly sleeping right behind the entrance to Denari Amnes's house. Entering the thief's abode, she greets.
We need more pressure on Lex. He's a stubborn fetcher.
Turning to the archer, she redirects.
I'm busy now. You need to talk to Methredil.
To which the seated Methredil greets.
Welcome to my hideout. It's good to see you.
You too. Screever has told me you escaped the waterfront invasion.
These are foul times for us. Armand is under house arrest again. Our business in the waterfront is totally shut down. We need to get Hieronymus Lex to lift his siege. I have put together a plan.
So, what is your plan?
You and 4 other operatives will stage high-profile thefts all at the same time. Hopefully that will force Lex to reassign the Watchman. Your target is the Arcane University. We've had our eye on Rormir's staff for some time, but have been waiting for the wizards to be distracted. This is the perfect time. Will you help us?
We can then claim, I can't help now, maybe later.
Don't wait too long. We really need the help.
Otherwise, you know what? I will help.
I knew the Grey Fox could count on you. The staff is in the Archmage's room. He sleeps between 1 and 7 in the morning. Take this note. Leave it in his nightstand. Bring me the staff when you get it.
Before leaving, we inquire, has the guild told you any more about the Grey Fox, perchance?
I didn't think much about him when I first joined the Thieves Guild. Lately I've been hearing odd things, though. That grey cowl he wears was stolen from Nocturnal herself. Can you imagine having the nerve to steal from a Daedric lord? Shadow hide you.
With that eye-opening Daedric piece of trivia, we focus on the task at hand, noting Mithridel has a plan to force Hieronymus Lex to lift his siege of the waterfront. Myself and 4 other Thieves Guild operatives will go on a crime spree. Each of us is assigned a high-profile item to steal. I am to steal Hromir's staff from the Archmage's room at the Arcane University. I have a note I'm supposed to leave in his nightstand. Approaching the imposing mage's tower, we bump into a local Ultima mage who swiftly rebukes.
Yes? Yes, I'm sure you've got something exceedingly important to say. But the apprentices do not teach themselves now, do they? Good day.
Realizing we stick out like a sore thumb, we opt to change into a mage's robe we had, appropriated. When we last encountered a hostile hedge wizard with a sore disposition. Now, of course, if we'd already finished the Mages Guild questline, we could have free entry as the Archmage, but we will explore how, if you hold that rank, will change the quest fundamentally in a moment. But for now, dressed more appropriately, we stride into the Archmage's lobby and are met by one Raminus Polus.
Welcome to the Arcane University.
Keeping up the act, we declare, in our most pompous tone to emulate a mage perfectly. I'm here to join the Mages Guild.
If you wish to become a part of the Mages Guild, seek out the heads of the local guild halls. They will instruct you further.
Thank you, my lord. Oh, while I'm here, have you heard about some guard captain Hieronymus Lex?
He's that Imperial Watch captain that's always chasing after the Grey Fox and the Thieves Guild. Chasing after shadows, if you ask me. The Thieves Guild probably doesn't exist, and it's a sure bet the Grey Fox doesn't either. Bye.
Funny, not even the mages believe in the Grey Fox, though they soon will. Stepping on the round glyph-laden teleporter,
I think you should leave.
we find ourselves in the Mages Guild council chambers, to which Master Wizard Erlav Jarrell asserts,
This is your last warning. Get out or I'll call the guards and have you arrested.
indeed, our best bet here is an invisibility spell which allows us to sleuth past. Supposedly, a charm spell would also do the trick, but as killing him will make us pay the blood price, and he's quite a powerful mage, it's best to use stealth.
Well, look who we've got here.
The next teleporter takes us right to the Archmage's quarters, where a sleeping Hannibal Traven lies. Sneaking up to the end of his bed, we see the coveted ice staff and gingerly scoop it up, and our journal updates. I have Hromir's ice staff. All I need to do is leave the note in the nightstand. Before doing so, we assume the nightstand will be locked and sneak behind Traven, stealing his personal key, Staff of Corrosion in case he wakes up in a bluster, and 118 gold off his person. Heading around the bed to his nightstand, we slide the Grey Fox's note out of our pocket, giving its contents a cursory glance, and it reads, It seems that security in the Arcane University is not what it used to be. In fact, that seems to be a problem all over the Imperial City. I would recommend that you get your guards back on duty, unless you want more of your precious artifacts to go missing. The Grey Fox. Our quest then updates. I slid the note into Archmage's nightstand, now to get the staff back to Mithridel, escaping the tower unscathed. A valid question, of course, would be, how does being the Archmage affect the quest, as we own that room at the point? Well, if you've already finished the Mages Guild quest, you're the Archmage. That means we would have full access to the Archmage's quarters. We could simply just go there, grab the staff, as it isn't considered theft from the Mages Guild, so we won't be expelled, and leave the note on our bedside table. Though supposedly, we can be caught returning the staff, but that's for later. Now, modders have thoughtfully fixed one critical oversight, with the unofficial Oblivion patch adding some journal entries to the quest if you're the Archmage, to help explain the plot hole as to why you steal from yourself, specifically on stage 90, where it originally says, I have Hromir's ice staff. All I need to do is leave the note in the nightstand. The patch adds the message, I have Hromir's ice staff. I wonder who put it there when I was away. All I need to do is leave the note in the nightstand. I don't know who from the Thieves Guild is monitoring my progress, so I'd best play along and do so. Once you put the note into the nightstand, it will also read, I slid the note into my nightstand, now to get the staff back to Methredel, which we're about to do. Regardless, with the staff stolen, we find ourselves back in our streetwear, and safely back at Methredel's hideout, where the thieves greet.
The situation is not good. We have to act now. I'm glad you're here. We have work to do.
Good news. I have Hromir's staff.
You have the ice staff?
We can, to her chagrin, then lie. Well, not exactly.
Don't play games with me. This isn't the time for it.
Or, yes, here it is.
Excellent. Yours is the last item on the list. Now we just wait for the powers that be to pull the plug on Hieronymus Lex's siege.
What will we do while we wait?
Good question. I want you to spy on Hieronymus Lex. Make sure you stay close enough to overhear any conversations. Sooner or later they will order him to return the guards to their original posts. When that happens, come and tell me. Shadow hide you.
Exiting the hideout, we note, I gave the ice staff to Methredel. She says we need to wait for the nobles and wizards to act. She wants me to watch Lex until he's ordered to leave the waterfront. I have to make sure I get close enough to him to overhear any conversations. When he does, I report back to Methredel. Once back at the waterfront, we're confronted with the now familiar scene as the guards swarm, interrogating the citizens once more.
The Grey Fox is hiding nearby. What do you know about him?
Slipping out of sight, we break into our former doyen Armand Christoph's house, where he informs.
The Imperial Watch has imposed a curfew. We have to remain in our homes until they catch the Grey Fox.
Likewise, all other residents are bound to their homes, as we see once entering the abandoned shack.
We have to stay in our homes while the Watch searches for the Grey Fox.
A curse on that Hieronymus Lex.
I've told the Watch that I don't know anything about the Grey Fox.
A curse on that Hieronymus Lex. A curse on that Hieronymus Lex.
A curse on Hieronymus Lex, indeed, as when we eavesdrop on Lex's conversation, we stop in our tracks and notice a demonic being approaches.
No sign of him. Grey Fox is...
Begone, mortal.
So, the mages send a foul Daedra to deliver a simple note when an honest footman would have done. How typical. All right, men. We've been ordered back to our posts. I smell the dirty hand of the Grey Fox behind this.
We then note in our journal. While spying on Hieronymus Lex, I saw a Dremora delivered a note to him. Lex has begun moving his watchmen out of the waterfront. I think this is a signal for me to report back to Methredel. However, Lex dropped that note. I wonder if I can find it. As Lex stalks off into the night, we dutifully pick up the note and immediately see why he discarded it, as it reads, Hieronymus Lex, your vendetta against the Grey Fox has cost the Arcane University dearly. You commandeered the guards patrolling our property. In their absence, someone stole a valuable artifact from the university. We demand that you return all the guards to their posts immediately. If you do not do this, we'll be forced to bring the matter to the attention of your superior. Raminus Polus, the Arcane University. Oof. Raminus Polus indeed. It's about to hit the back of Lex's teeth. Returning to Methridel again in a foxhole, she greets.
The Grey Fox protects you.
I'm glad you're here. We have work to do.
Hieronymus Lex won't be bothering us anymore. The Mages Guild unceremoniously ejected him from the waterfront district, and he was not happy.
He's been ordered to evacuate the waterfront? Excellent! I have one last task for you. As a sign of good faith, the Thieves Guild needs to return Roromir's ice staff to the Arcane University. However, the wizards are not to be trusted. I'm sure they are watching for us to put it back where you got it. They would have no qualms about killing you once they had the ice staff back. Instead, I want you to put Roromir's ice staff into Ontus Vaynon's safe chest. He keeps one in his home. Ontus is a former university researcher.
Sounds awfully risky. Then you pay me, right?
Greedy bastard, aren't you? I like that in a thief. You'll have to see Scriva about that. I'm just running the scam. Shadow hide you.
Leaving the Bosma's refuge, we find not a stone's throw from Daenerys' house is the Vannon residence. We then remember that he was an ex-mage we met loitering around the Mystic Emporium who once greeted.
Hey you. Ontus Vannon, retired. Sleep late and read trashy books. I don't keep up with the Mages Guild affairs anymore.
When asked of the city, he shared.
I spent 40 years at the Arcane University. Good years, but I don't miss it. Now I'm completely useless, and proud of it. Farewell.
Knowing the mage is living a laid-back lifestyle and is probably lax in his home defense, we still opt to wait for nightfall and creep into his bedroom, finding the sleeping mage and relieve him of his lesser staff of fireball, steel longsword, key, and 119 gold. Next to his bed, atop a dresser, we also spy a hard-locked jewelry box, which we pilfer a nice silver amulet out of. We then locate on the southeast side of his room a chest and pop Roromir's staff inside as our quest updates. I've planted the ice staff in the chest into Ontus's bedroom. I should go see Scriva and collect my reward. Although we can now simply return to Scriva no fuss, there is one tiny wrinkle to explore in the quest that is incredibly juicy in my humble opinion. See, if we happen to see Ontus Vannon on the street and were the Archmage without the unofficial patch, Ontus would actually take a run at us and either attempt to kill us or potentially we would incur the blood price.
That's twice! You dare on your side! I'm on your side! That's twice! I'm on your side! I'm on your side! And I'll kill you! And I'll kill you! This ends
But what gives? Ostensibly, when speaking to him, he seems like a happily retired ex-member of the Mages Guild. So how do we explain the vicious outburst, or why the unofficial patch removed his aggression? Well, the wiki actually states, Ontus, now being no longer a member of the faction, actually dislikes Mages Guild members. Physically, he has a -5 disposition modifier towards Mages Guild members. Since this modifier is multiplied by your Mages Guild rank, when you become Archmage, Ontus will have a -50 disposition adjustment to you. This is generally enough to make him attack you on sight, especially as he has slightly higher aggression than most other NPCs. This can lead to the guards and townspeople coming to your assistance, then fighting and killing each other as a result of accidental hits. Now, couple this with a bit of dialogue when you run into a member of the guild such as Raminus Polus when asking, do you know Ontus Vannon?
Good afternoon. That name sounds familiar. Something to do with the Arcane University. Most wizards live somewhere in the Imperial City.
Seems like real life. An employer forgetting a man who left after 40 years of loyal service left him. Slightly embittered, and I can 100% see why he would balk at the fact some young upstart strolls up to him introducing themselves as the Archmage no less. The utter disrespect. I also see why it is somewhat impractical to have a retired wizard take a run at the player for no reason. I mean, they could have at least had him build a backstory where you met him first. He said, Mage's Guild did me dirty and I will kill any one of them on sight. But such is the charm of digging into Oblivion's self-contained quote-unquote logic, though I think it's actually kind of a gem. However, the quirks of being Archmage do not end there. But first, if we alert our Doyen Screever of our success, who is reading seemingly an involved novel when we approach, she asks,
"What can a humble Doyen do for a sly thief?"
Hieronymus Lex has left the waterfront. Permanently, we think. I'd be surprised if they don't set him up for retirement by the water at this rate.
Hieronymus Lex has left the waterfront? Well done. Methradel's report tells me that you have done well. You have earned your reward. I am promoting you to Cat Burglar, which means you can use Luciana Galena Abreville as your fence. Congratulations on your new rank. Shadow, hide the hunter.
Now, achieving the rank of Cat Burglar and receiving 300 gold for our efforts, let's further explore the ramifications of our actions as the Archmage. See, after the quest is over, we can go back to the Archmage's chamber and Hromir's eye staff will be back in the same spot where we found it before. Now, this is a great item to steal and fence, but if we are the Archmage, then it doesn't count as stealing and cannot be fenced. We also find the repercussions of stealing and using our own staff is the mages have actually recharged it for us fully, which is always appreciated. Now, this is no doubt to keep up appearances, and congruently, when the quest is over, we can receive a copy of the Black Horse Courier titled Daring Waterfront Raid Fails, a newspaper article on Captain Hieronymus Lex's attempt to capture the Grey Fox. Stymied in his attempts to capture the legendary thief, the Grey Fox, Captain Hieronymus Lex of the Imperial Watch raided the waterfront. Extra watchmen were pulled from duty in other parts of the city to search the slums of the waterfront. A small amount of contraband was confiscated, but the Grey Fox escaped. The Arcane University has filed a formal complaint against Captain Hieronymus Lex for his dereliction of duty. The guards normally posted at the Arcane University were sent to the waterfront during the raid. An attempted break-in at the university was foiled. University spokesmen insist that nothing was taken. They scoffed at the idea that any mere thief could make off with one of their treasures. Although this official report is clearly a byproduct of the Mage Guild's hubris, the humour also becomes bolstered by the fact that we, the player, as a shoddy archmage causing mischief, could be feeding said misinformation down to the Black Horse Courier to help aid the Thieves Guild further.